there, and welcome to Lost in Literature. This is Jyoti here, and we'll be proceeding to Act 3, Scene 2 in Julius Caesar. Right? You have the scene beginning with the citizens clamoring for an explanation as to why Caesar had to be killed. So there you are. Enter Brutus and Cassius and a crowd of citizens, and they want reasons for Caesar's death. As you know, in the beginning of the play, they had been, all right, in the beginning of the play, they had been kind of waiting to greet Caesar, and all his statues, etc., had been decorated. All right, and they were waiting for him. There were crowds of people in their holiday, um, in a holiday mood, wearing their best clothes, waiting to greet and rejoice in the victory of Caesar. So now the citizens want an explanation. Citizens will be satisfied. Let us be satisfied. Brutus. Then follow me and give me audience, friends. Listen to me. Cassius, go you into another street and part the numbers. Those that'll hear me speak, let them stay here. Those that'll follow Cassius, go with him. And public reasons shall be rendered of Caesar's death. So, reasons concerning the good of the public will be given for his death. And look at the way Brutus has taken command, right? Now he's straight away ordering Cassius. Okay, so the first citizen says, I will hear Brutus speak. The second one says, I will hear Cassius, and we'll compare their reasons, whatever reasons they give to justify the death of Caesar. We'll compare it when severally we hear them rendered. So when we hear it from different sources, we'll get a good idea of why Caesar had to be killed. So Cassius exits with a whole lot of citizens following him, and Brutus ascends the pulpit in the marketplace. Now, the third citizen, he says, the noble Brutus is ascended. Silence, because there is a lot of talking going on. So the third citizen now requests the crowd to be quiet so that they can hear Brutus. And look at the reference to the noble Brutus. And it's very clear that the citizens held him in very high esteem. So Brutus starts his oration to the public, to the citizens, the common people, the plebeians of Rome. And if you notice, the whole speech here reads like, um, like some kind of prose, right? Like he's just giving this speech in a very factual, very, very down to earth, practical manner. There is no, um, you know, nothing to carry the speech across to the heart of the people. Brutus is full of logic and reason. So he says, be patient till the last, till I come to the end of the speech. Romans, countrymen, and lovers. The very manner in which he addresses the public is very clear as to what the speech is going to be like. Romans. Straight away, he's calling them Romans. In the sense, he is reminding them that they are the patriots of Rome. He's reminding of them of their nationality, their allegiance to Rome, and then, of course, countrymen. So, once again, when he calls them as countrymen, fundamentally the references to their nationality, their loyalty to Rome, and finally, lovers, which means friends. Okay, that comes right at the end. Hear me for my cause. Hear me, because I have something very important to communicate to you, and that is my cause, the reason for which I have to plead my case. All right? So be silent. Be silent so that you can hear me. Absolutely logical. All right? I mean, you have to be silent to hear me. And believe me for mine honor. Believe me, because you hold me in high esteem. You have always shown respect to me. So believe me for the esteem in which you hold me. And have respect to mine honor. So please have respect. Respect my honor. The fact that whatever I communicate to you will be truthful, and it'll make it very clear to you as to why Caesar had to be killed. I would not do anything dishonorable. Caesar's death was necessary, so respect my honor, that you may believe. So if you hold me in high esteem, surely you will be obliged to believe me and censure me in your wisdom. Judge me, all right, in your wisdom, okay? And awake your senses, your understanding, that you may be the better judge. All right? Awaken your power to think, your intelligence, your understanding, so that you may totally perceive why Caesar had to be killed. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. All right? Fact remains that I loved Caesar as much as anybody here. So, in this assembly, in this gathering, if there is any friend, I want to assure him that I did not love Caesar any less. So, if you notice, his way of talking is very, very direct. He's appealing to their logic, sense of logic, and there is, if you remember your literary devices, Brutus has used anaphora a great deal. That is, the beginning, the phrase in the beginning of the sentence keeps repeating. And he has also used antithesis, which is bringing together two opposites. So these are some of the techniques that has been used by Shakespeare in Brutus's speech, because uh, that is how, Brutus hopes to appeal to the intelligence, to the way of thinking of the public. But this is a big mistake he's making, because The crowd is terribly fickle. If you recall how easily these people could, Marullus and Flavius could send them away, change their mind and send them away. So he says, my love for Brutus is no less than anybody here who's a friend. And then, if the friend demands why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. I loved Rome. That is why I did it. It was my deep love for Rome that caused me to be antagonistic against Caesar, to go against Caesar. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? Right? So would you rather that Caesar was living and all of you were turned into slaves, because surely Caesar was going to become a dictator. The power had gone completely into his head, and he was going to enslave all the people of Rome. Or would you rather have Caesar dead and live as free men? As Caesar loved me, again, anaphora here, as Caesar loved me, I weep for him. I cry for him because Caesar loved me and I was forced to kill him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. He came back with so many victories. And I'm glad for his victories. I celebrate his victories. I, as he was valiant, he was very brave. I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. I had to kill him because he was very ambitious. He wanted power over all the Romans. There is tear for his love, right? Now he's repeating himself here more for emphasis. There is tear for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, bravery, but death for his ambition. Now he's asking them a whole lot of rhetorical questions, right? For which the answer is very obvious. So nobody has to give an answer exactly. Who is here so base, so low, that would be a bondman, a slave? If any, speak. Admit it. Tell me, because I have offended him. Is there anybody here so rude? Who's here so rude, so uncivilized, so savage that he cannot be considered a Roman, a civilized Roman? If there is anybody here, please speak up, because I think I have offended him. Who is here so evil that he will not love his country? Is there somebody here so evil, vile, that will not love his country? If any, speak, for him have I offended. And now I'll pause for a reply. So Brutus is waiting to see how the people have taken his talk so far. All the citizens are shouting, "None, Brutus, none. There is nobody here who is savage, uncivilized, vile, or who doesn't love Rome." Then now Brutus says, "Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. You would do the same thing to Brutus if I became ambitious and tried to enslave all of you. The question, now, once again, he is giving some positive facts, all right, about Caesar's assassination. He says the question of his death is enrolled in the capital. It's recorded. It is a very fair and just death. And that is why it is recorded in the capital. His glory not extenuated. His glory, his victories, nothing has been made less or decreased in value. All right? It has all been recorded. Wherever he was worthy, it has been mentioned. And none of his offenses have been emphasized. Offenses where he has not done the right thing. None of us have offended. None of us have emphasized it. We have played it down. But it is for this reason that he has suffered death. And now, at this point, see, up to now, Brutus was talking to the crowd without the presence of Caesar's body. But now Brutus comes in bearing the body. And now Antony comes in bearing the body. So Brutus makes it very clear to the Romans, the common people of Rome, that this is Mark Antony. Not that they needed an introduction to people, but anyway, he says, here comes his body, Caesar's body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in his death. So there you are, he's literally acquitting Mark Antony publicly. Because yes, Mark Antony had nothing to do with the death of Caesar. But now Brutus makes it very clear. Mark Antony shall receive the benefit of his dying. Even though he had no hand in killing Caesar, we are going to make all the benefits available to him. He will be given a place, a very honorable place in the Commonwealth, in the governing body of Rome. As which of you shall not? You're all going to gain by Caesar's death. With this, I depart. So, I leave the pulpit now, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, all right, I was forced to kill my best friend for the good of Rome. Now I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death. I've absolutely no problem. When you want to kill me for Rome, I'm perfectly ready to accept it. But all the citizens, they say, live, Brutus, live. Who wants to kill you? Please live. Bring him with triumph home unto his house. Bring him with triumph. Give him a statue with his ancestors. Let him be Caesar. So you see, his speech has been received very positively. Fourth citizen, Caesar's better parts shall be crowned in Brutus. So they've already decided to crown Caesar. You see how simple the public is, the countrymen. Now the first citizen, we'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamors. So now they're getting ready to, carry Brutus victoriously. They're ready to crown him, the citizens. But Brutus says, my countrymen. Then again the citizens shout, peace, silence. Brutus speaks. First citizen, peace, ho. Brutus, good countrymen, let me depart alone. Please don't come along with me. You don't need to accompany me. And for my sake, stay here with Antony. Grace, do grace to Caesar's corpse. Honor him. please, and grace his speech. Listen to Antony tending to Caesar's glories. So he's going to give the traditional funeral oration. Please listen to him, which Mark Antony, by our permission, there he goes again, by our permission, is allowed to make, The crowd is really simple, huh? Now, which democracy has to give permission for a speech to be made, and yet this is going on and the crowd doesn't understand this? I do beg of you, entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony have spoke. Please listen to him. First citizen, stay ho, and let's hear Mark Antony. Third citizen, let him go up into the public chair, the pulpit. We'll hear him. Noble Antony, go up. See, noble Antony. They have as much regard for Antony as they have for Brutus. Antony, for Brutus's sake, I am beholden to you. I'm grateful to you. So Antony has straightaway mentioned, his gratitude to the people there. And he has also mentioned Antony because it is Antony who has given him the opportunity to speak at Caesar's funeral. Fourth citizen, what does he say? Third citizen, he says, for Brutus's sake, he finds himself beholden to us all. So he's expressing gratitude to us. And Brutus has given him permission to do so. Fourth citizen, it were best he speak no harm of Brutus here. Look at the attitude of people. He had better not say anything evil about Brutus. We are all with Brutus. First citizen, the Caesar was a tyrant. Third citizen, nay, that's certain. We are blessed that Rome is rid of him. Second citizen, peace. Let's hear what Antony can say. Antony, you gentle Romans. Citizens, peace ho. Let's hear him. So we come to the end of it, end of the first part. All right. And if you like my explanation, please subscribe to my channel. I have tried to keep it quite short, but one thing that you have to remember is Brutus's speech is totally in prose. He appeals to the intellect of the people. His speech is full of ethos and logos. Ethos in the sense he feels that he's right in killing Caesar. And logos because it is full of logic. All the reasons that he gives are very, very logical. All right? So this is something you have to keep in mind. And as such, the speech is not entirely understood by the public, though they do respond very positively to Brutus. Now, Antony's speech is going to be a total contrast. Okay? So I'll see you again with Antony's speech. Bye for now. Do hit a like and subscribe to my channel.